So if somebody is ready to open a company in Vietnam, what are the first 5 steps that they need to take?
Hi, welcome to the Voice of Vietnam Manufacturing Interview Series. My name is Chris. I'm a sourcing expert that's been living in Vietnam for the last 10 years. Today, allow me to introduce you to...
Yes, if the investor, they want to set up the company in Vietnam, the first step, they must find the office. The office address in Vietnam, example in Ho Chi Minh City or in Hanoi or in Da Nang, example. And then, but they begin, they no need to sign the official address. They can use the virtual office in the beginning. It's no problem. But they need to understand the virtual office must show full legal document.
Right. So it's the official address of the company.
Yeah. The second, they will think about the name of the company, because you know Vietnam is a many company. So maybe the name is the same with another company. So it cannot. So they need to think about some name of the company, and the lawyer will support the client to check the name is okay or not okay.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah. And then very important, they must tell to the lawyer what scope of business they want to do in Vietnam.
Scope of business. Okay, good.
Because depend on scope of business, you can say 100% or not 100%.
Foreign owned.
Yeah, foreigner.
So during that, while you're choosing the scope of business, you would decide between being 100% foreign owned or entering into a partnership with a Vietnamese person.
Yes, the lawyer will give them the legal advice for set up the company with 100% or just a joint venture with partnership with the Vietnam.
Okay. And the third step?
Third step, we will register the investment certificate. The investment certificate you can show. The investment certificate is the mean that you will have one project in Vietnam when you invest to Vietnam. And the investment certificate, they will put the name of the project. The name of project. Example, your company is the name of project is a virtual.
Resource, okay,
resource.
Cool.
And then in this, they already put under it's the order, it's a folder of the company. And then you have more scope of business. Example, your company can try import, export, wholesale, and consulting. Example. And then in this, the government already put is the capital, the address and the capital of the company.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
This is very important for the investor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
And then after you finish the investment certificate, you can register the enterprise certificate. The enterprise certificate is the mean they will show the name of the company. This is very important, the name. The name, and you can show this is the code of the company, is the mean this is the code of the license and including the tax code.
Right, the tax code.
The same code. The last time is some year ago, 2 codes.
Oh, I had 2 codes.
This license code is different and tax code is different, but until now it's the same.
Cool.
And then you can see who the charge capital of the company, and who is a folder and is a folder of this company, and the array of company, and very important, who is the legal rep of the company. And the legal rep 10 is the director or the chairman or the general director of the company.
Okay, very good.
And after finish to license, you will register the seal. It means the same of the company. The last time the seal must do is the same on the company with a sample. But until now, you can design
your own stamp.
Yeah,
your own seal.
Own stamp, the own seal, and you can put as many color in the stamp. The government is not care it. And then after you finish all, it means your company can go with the activity until now. However, you need to take care about the tax solution of the company, because in Vietnam the accounting is very important. You need to remember, you need to send the tax report to the government, and if you don't have the accounting, you can contact with us. We can provide the accounting service to client.
Gotcha. And the last one is you have to open up your bank accounts, right?
Yeah. For the open the bank account, it means I already mentioned in the beginning, you know, still in Vietnam, we can support you open by the online. And you remember, because this is a foreign company, so you need to open the capital account. Capital account is a very important for the foreign company, because I hear that some my clients, they don't know about it, and they only open the transaction account. So when they open the transaction account and they transfer the capital from overseas to transaction account, in the future they cannot transfer profit from Vietnam to overseas. This is very important. So you need to open the capital account, and you need to contribute the capital to Vietnam within 90 days from the day you have this license. It means the enterprise certificate.
Gotcha.
This is very important.
Thuy, how much does it cost approximately? Give me a range to set up a company in Vietnam.
Do you have questions about producing in Vietnam? Join one of my live webinars every Wednesday, 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, that include a 20-minute question and answer session. Links are in the description below.
If you set up just normal company, so normally we charge client about 1,800, 2,000, around this. It's normal company, but depend on the scope of business, we can discuss more about the fee.
Okay, very good. How long does it take to go through the steps and get the documents?
I think whole process around 1 month.
Okay.
Whole process for including the investment certificate, enterprise certificate, the stamp around 1 month.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Thuy, can you give us an idea of, I think there's 5 different taxes in Vietnam. Can you explain the taxes?
Yes, for the tax in Vietnam, you remember, if you have the company in Vietnam already, you must pay the license tax. The license tax is the mean every year. The company not depend on the activity of the company, but the company must pay to the government, depend on the charter capital. If the charter capital under 10 billion Vietnam dong, so you pay is the 2 million Vietnam dong per year. And if your company registered the charter capital is from 10 billion Vietnam dong or more, you will pay is 3 million Vietnam dong per year.
Okay. All right, cool.
However, for the COVID situation, and then the government want to encourage the foreign to set up the company in Vietnam. So in this year, if you set up the company, they will free for you the license tax. No pay license tax.
Right. Gotcha.
And the second, if you issue the invoice to the client, you need to pay the VAT to that. The VAT is mean the client will pay to your company, and your company will pay again to the government. Normally it's from 5% to 10%, depend on the service, on the good you provide to the client.
So the software industry, they don't have to pay VAT?
Yeah, correct.
Wow.
Yes, the best goods in Vietnam.
Special case.
And including if you set up the software production company in Vietnam, you no need to pay the income tax for years.
And that's the corporate income tax, the CIT.
Yeah, CIT, corporation tax. The software is no VAT. But another service, example, the legal service, we will pay 8%.
The software companies don't have to pay VAT.
They not pay VAT for the production, but for the service, they need to pay. You know, because software just is their role. Their role name we call for the software company, but depend on the service or the product they provide to client.
Okay.
But software is very encouraged in Vietnam.
All right, so what about the import and export tax?
Import, export, if you have the import and export in your activity, you will pay the import tax. But if you export, so the tax for export is 0%.
Okay, so export is 0, but import, there's a list of different HS codes.
Depend on the cost.
And it can be anywhere from 0 to maybe 40%.
And depend on the wood you import. Example, if you import the material to Vietnam for processing, so no pay the import tax.
So for example, let's say I have a factory in Vietnam and I import fabric from China.
Yes.
If I import material, then I have to pay tax on that material to the government.
No material, but if you import material for processing.
For processing, right.
No pay import tax.
If I buy the material from China and import it, I have to pay the 10%, but then
Yeah.
I process it,
Yes.
and then I export it, and then I can apply for a refund.
If you do the custom clear building, you put it in the processing, just for processing, so no pay. But example, in the beginning you import, you put another purpose, but then you export again. You import in the beginning, but then you export again, so you will refund the VAT. It means 2K in this thing. If in the beginning you import the material to Vietnam, you put in the building custom, you import for processing,
Right.
so no pay anything.
So in the customs documentation, you say clearly that
Yeah.
this material is for processing.
Yeah, and if you want to build it, it's some difficult because in the beginning, the government must come your factory. They will check the factory is a real factory, and you have the full conditional for processing. They will issue the certificate. This company is a processing company, so this company import the material is no pay.
And
But if you don't
tax.
pay any the paper, you cannot. You must pay in the beginning, and then you export, you refund again.
So personal income tax,
Personal income tax. If you have the salary in Vietnam, you need to pay the personal income tax. But if you live in Vietnam, it's equal 183 days per year. So you the same as Vietnamese. You will pay the personal tax equal the Vietnamese. But if you not still live in Vietnam enough the full day, you will pay the 20%.
if you live here for less than 183 days,
Yeah.
then you have to pay 20%.
Yes.
But if you live here longer than 183 days, there's a tax bracket,
Yeah,
depending
correct.
on how much
the same
you make.
Vietnamese, yeah,
Right.
from 5% to 25%.
Okay, good. Well, that's good.
And if you have profits in Vietnam and you want to transfer the profit to overseas, if your company is a two-member limited company, because one member you no pay, but two member you will pay 5% before you can transfer the money profit to overseas.
Okay. And that's corporate income tax.
No, the corporate income tax is 20% for the company.
I see.
This is a personal income tax if you withdraw the profit from the company.
A personal income tax,
Example, Andre. Example, you are the owner of this company. You are the folder. When is this company have profit, you will pay 20% for corporation tax. That's all. And then, and if you want to withdraw the money and transfer to overseas profit, you will pay 5% again. However, this company only you is owner, so no pay 5%. But if you have another member, you need to pay 5%.
if I have a job and I'm working for a company,
Yes.
and I have lay low, I take the salary. So then I have to pay the personal income tax. If I'm the founder and the owner of this company, then I don't have to pay any personal income tax. I'm not getting a salary.
Yeah, you cannot get the salary. You don't pay any
Personal income tax.
Yes, correct.
Right, okay. But as the owner of this company, if the company has profit, then I have to pay a corporate income tax.
Yeah, 20%.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. So the company has to pay 20% income tax. But then if the owner wants to take equity out, wants to take profit out,
Yes.
then you have, if you're one member, it's zero.
No pay, yeah.
But if it's two members, it's 5%.
5%, correct.
Okay. Sorry. I get it, understand. Bit complicated, but all right. Okay, so one of the challenges in Vietnam, one of the things that's been happening over the last 20 years is the government has been encouraging businesses to open up factories in industrial zones, not in residential areas. But for example, I'm working with a factory that's in a residential area. Is there a risk that the government will shut them down?
I think it's no risk because the law in Vietnam, they has many articles to provide and to guarantee the benefits of the foreigner. Example, if you invest to the industrial park, you lease the land in the industrial park, so the government will issue the land of you right to the foreign company. And with the land of you right, you have the term of the duration you use the land. Example, 20 years or 50 years. And the land of you right is mean the access of company. You can use the land of you right. You sign the loan with the bank, the guarantee the loan with the bank. And if you build is a factory in the land, so you become the owner of the factory. And you have the right, you become the owner, you have the right, you have to own the right with the factory. Just you understand the land depend on the state, but the building depend on the investor.
So the land depends on the state.
Yes.
The government.
But you also have the land of use rights.
Land of use rights.
Yes.
By law.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks for listening. Is your business struggling due to delays out of China or quality control issues in India? When is a good time to get on-the-ground advice or factory introduction from an expert in Vietnam? Schedule a one-on-one chat with me or let's meet for coffee in Ho Chi Minh City. And remember, thoughts are things, and where there's a will, there's a way.